In any robbery, there are rules to play. Everybody knows that. Robber's gotta be a robbery, it's gotta be fierce, it's gotta be scary. Clerk gotta be a little bitch, gotta be scared. I don't know if he was real scared. I was looking right into his eyes and I was like, I don't know, right? You're not sure, right? But you gotta play your role. And I played my role to a T, and the clerk played it well too. Looked like a little bitch, think he wet himself.
He's a douchebag, that's what the world's saying. He's a douchebag, here's how you know I ain't playing. He's a douchebag, there was a vote, it's legit. He's a douchebag, bro don't even give a shit.
Yep, my name is Evan Rogers, and I'm a defense attorney with a private practice here in Seattle, Washington.
And how did you come to know Jimmy?
I was broke, man. I was down in Seattle. I played Emerald Downs there, racetrack, and I lost my cash. I was fucked. Like, I had no way of getting home.
Well, it was back in 2002. I was a public defender for the city of Seattle, and I was assigned to represent Jimmy in an armed robbery case.
Jimmy was charged with armed robbery in Seattle?
Yes, he was.
I did what I had to do and got caught. Spent 2 years Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla, Washington.
I did not know him when he was in jail. I met him, he had just got out of the clink. So I met him at the track. He was trying to get a roll back together. He said Jimmy needed to fill his bag.
Okay, so sorry, just back up. So you said bad day at Emerald Downs. What made it a bad day? What happened? You're a good track better?
I had some inside info. Jockey down there named Rocco Bowen. I know. Top jockey in Emerald Downs. He was riding some horses. They were live. Crooked numbers. We had some inside information. Rocco fucked me in the mouth.
Said he was in jail for armed robbery. He had held up a convenience store.
You know, it's survival of the fittest at that point, right? So I knocked over the easiest thing to knock over, convenience store. I mean, not a mom and pop place, right? A corporation, right? 7-Eleven. It's a victimless crime.
That's just the stupidest plan I've ever heard of. Some guy thinking, but if you, well, you know this guy now. If you know the way he thinks, to him, he's like, it's a perfect plan. And I don't even know if you made it out of the store.
Okay, so you've lost all your money at the track and you've got no money to get home. Lots of people have been in that spot, by the way, and there's many ways you can deal with it.
Yes, sir.
You chose armed robbery.
That's right. I chose armed robbery. There's not a lot of different options in that situation. I had no money. I had no money for a hotel, no way to get back to Canada. I was fucked. The jungle had its foot on my throat. I wasn't just gonna sit back, let it squash my shit. No, you fight back. My dad taught me when the going gets tough, the tough start stealing. So I popped a convenience store, knocked over a convenience store. Just a fucking corporation, right?
So was that the only offense he was charged with?
Well, that was the only offense he was charged with, but that certainly wasn't his only offense.
What was his other offense?
Well, he'd committed the robbery in blackface.
I had asked around, I looked into it. It turned out he held it up in blackface. So...
Blackface?
Yeah.
And was he alone?
Yeah, it was just him, his knife, and his blackface.
No. I was all in black. I was in black, and I had a black face.
Someone told me the mugshot, he's still, it's like muddied, like I guess he was crying, maybe, and it's washed off a bit of the blackface, but he's in blackface, so...
Yes, I had a black face, but I wasn't blackface. You see it, right? I was just trying to hide my appearance. I wasn't trying to look like a black guy.
Believe me, when I discovered the details of that case, I tried to pass it off to another public defender. But nobody wanted it.
I had a public defender assigned to me. I didn't have no cash. I just got one assigned to me.
Well, that was the worst part of it for me. There's no chance whatsoever of getting him off on the armed robbery charge. Yeah, he was caught red-handed at the scene.
And blackfaced?
Yes, and blackfaced. But he wasn't charged with that.
Was there a charge for the blackface? Part of it? Or were you just charged with armed robbery?
There's no charge for having a blackface. There's no crime.
So you weren't charged with anything? You were just charged with armed robbery?
No. Apparently, it's not a crime to imitate a black man while committing armed robbery.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now, had he been dressed like a cop, that would be an extra charge, imitating a police officer.
Right.
Yeah. but no extra charge for the blackface.
So he has to just defend you on the armed robbery charge.
Absolutely.
I mean, this man was going to jail for the armed robbery no matter what. I mean, the only thing for me to do was to try to get him as light a sentence as possible. But there's no technicalities. The cops made no mistakes that I could use to get him off. So the only thing I could do was to stand there with a straight face and argue that this man deserved leniency.
The lawyer understood that I was just trying to have a disguise. It wasn't, there were no racial undertones, man.
The lawyer understood that, or he just made that argument for you?
The lawyer understood the situation.
A bad upbringing. That was the only card I could play. Jimmy's father was a degenerate gambler. He took him to the racetrack every day until he was 6 years old.
Well, his father's not a professional gambler like Jimmy. His father was a semi-professional gambler. So he would take Jimmy to the track, to the horse races mostly, and sometimes I think to the dog races too. I'm not sure, but
I mean, that's the move I was going to make. Then Jimmy insisted that I present his explanation for the blackface.
In his mind, he thought that what he told me was that he'd be like a cat burglar. He'd be stealthy.
Cat burglar. Cat burglar. We all know what cat burglars do. They wear all black, they go in at night, and they rely on stealth as to not be seen. This was armed robbery.
You think like is a cat burglar? Is that what you're thinking? Like all black, the way they... That's
Exactly.
why they sneak in the middle of the night into a place where nobody's... They're robbing in the middle of the night when no one's there. Armed robbery, you need to be seen by the clerk so he knows who to give the money to.
Well, they need to see your hands, right? I didn't have black hands. White hands, black face. So when I'm leaving, they're like, what did this dude look like? Well, I know, he had blackface. His face covered with...
Right, they think he was a black man.
No, they weren't sure what he looked like because his face was black.
Yeah, so basically, Jimmy wanted me to go to the judge and say, Your Honor, my client, he's not racist. He's an idiot. He's both.
I don't see color when I see people. You're an old black lawyer. It was a lawyer, a good lawyer, happened to be black. That did help some of my defense.
Because of the blackface, right?
Because I was in disguise.
Well, apparently the judge bought some of my bullshit because he only gave Jimmy 5 years, of which he only served 2.
Wow, that's incredible for armed robbery.
Yes.
You must be really good at your job.
Yeah. I'm a public servant.
2 years. I had a great lawyer.
That's a pretty light sentence.
I had a good lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a douchebag. There was a vote, it's legit. He's a douchebag. No, don't even give a shit.
No, they're gonna say the dude was in disguise. I don't know who he was. I don't know. White hands, black face, question mark.
So you had white hands.
Of course I had white hands. I got white hands.
Well, you had white face before you put the blackface on.
Well, of course. My hands don't need a disguise. If I come in and rob and you can't see my face and all, you say, oh yeah, he had really nice, soft looking hands. How's that gonna help you find me?